What's going on, everybody? This is your boy, John F. Thomas. Welcome to Rear Review Episode 2. Not Episode 2. Wow, I'm tripping. Episode 20. This is crazy. Loki Episode 2 is what I'm going to be talking about. So I'm glad to have you out here. If you're just not tuning in, please hit the like button. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, John F. Thomas, where you're going to see episodes like this and so many other shows that I got going on there. I'm just putting up all kinds of content. Just putting it out, just throwing it out there. But also, if you listen to podcasts, go follow me at Rear Review with John F. Thomas. That's Rear Review with John F. Thomas. And we're going to dig in on this Loki episode 2. But before we do, let me hit that intro.
It's the Rear Review. It's the Rear Review. It's the Rear Review.
What's going on, everybody? What's up? Again, I'm your host, John F. Thomas. I'm going to be digging right into it. We were talking about Loki episode 1. Now we're going to be talking about Loki episode 2. So let's dig into it. So this is a spoiler review. For those who haven't watched it, come back, check it out, and then come back and holler at me so that way we can talk about what needs to be talked about. And you can let me know what you think. What you think so far with Loki, this season of Loki. All right, so this show is starring, for those who don't know, if you've been under a rock, Loki is starring Tom Hiddleston as Loki and Owen Wilson as Agent Mobius and other people that's in there too. Not to take away from them, but you know, probably the most important people so far right now. So that's what I'm talking about. So, all right, so we're going to dig right into it. Let me do it a quick recap, as quick as I can. Again, I'm your host, John F. Thomas. Thanks for tuning in. Let me know what you think. Let's dig into it. All right. Loki, as we picked off of from the episode 1, Loki was with the TVA. He's at the TVA. He's finding out about the TVA and what the TVA is about and all of that good stuff. And he's just really confused on, you know, how this all works. Why do y'all believe in this? This is crazy. But he's starting to see that some of this stuff is true and how the TVA operates and things like that. So, and he found out at the end of the last episode that the other variant they're trying to stop is Loki, just a different version of Loki. So he's trying to understand, they're using him to trying to understand himself why this Loki is getting away with everything they're getting away with and how can we stop that Loki. So they're trying to figure that out, and Loki is now helping Agent Mobius and his crew, the other TVA agents, track down and find the variant Loki now. So, and I was just sitting there thinking like, is this Loki? I mean, is this variant Loki, like, is Loki even a villain? You know what I'm saying? Or is this version of Loki actually evil? Or is there something else, something bigger at play? Maybe so, because there's only 6 episodes. So, but anyway, it is what it is. So, when we find ourselves, there's some TVA agents that go to this festival in, like, I think 1980 something or whatever. And so they go to this festival and they're trying to find variant Loki, and variant Loki sets up a trap, as the trickster god himself does. Sets up a trap, and he takes out, he enchants one of the lead agents to take out the other agents. Then he basically captures that agent and takes them away and takes the reset charges. And it's just like, man, this Loki is dangerous. And it goes to a portal with the captured and kidnapped TVA agent and takes that person who knows where, who knows. I don't know. Let's find out. So as the episode continues on, Loki is trying to like advise them, because they go to where that site is and they see all the agents down and they're trying to understand what's happening. They're losing time because they have to reset their timeline because other people are seeing, because if they don't, it can branch off and create an entirely new timeline and ultimately create a new multiverse in a sense because of this. So they got to reset it before that happens. So Loki is trying to tell them like, hey man, look, I know me. If you go out there, the other Loki is going to kill you. And they're just like, we ain't really trying to listen. We don't have time. Let's get out of here. Comes to find out, that's a bust because they were like, oh, Loki, you were just lying to us, you or whatever. But I think he was really actually trying to help, but the other Loki kind of tricked him. Maybe the other Loki figured out what he thought. So it was like, okay, it's like Loki's tricking Loki's, I guess. And it's weird at this point to me because all of a sudden, like Agent Mobius is really upset. And I get it. But also, I can see, like, basically, he gets to a point like, man, you got one more chance, because he's over there talking to Judge Rayner or whatever her name is, who is, I guess, in command underneath the timekeepers, which I find they're kind of like, we learned some information here because as Agent Mobius is talking to her and explaining to her what happened, she's like, hey, look, you got one more chance, and we learned that the timekeepers are closely watching this case. And we also learned that Agent Mobius has never met the timekeepers, which is really odd to me. It's just like, why would he have never met the timekeepers if he's been there for so long? So that was just weird to me. And I guess she has met them, but Agent Mobius hasn't. I mean, that actually might be true. I don't know. Like maybe they're just really, really reclusive. Or who knows? I don't know. Or is there something more at play here? We don't know. I guess we'll find out as time goes on. But I just thought that was odd. Just wanted to point that out. And basically, she was telling him, look, you got one more chance. And, that if he messes this up again, you got to erase him. And I was just sitting there, and Agent Mobius came out and was kind of like berating Loki. Like, man, you messed up. You got one more chance to do this. And I was just like, whoa. For me, as in the writing aspect, as a story aspect, I was like, typically, don't you get it's typically like 2 strikes and you're out, right? It's just like he made a mistake. I mean, whether that might have been on purpose or maybe an accident. It's just like, dude, he has never worked with the TVA before. He doesn't know how y'all operate. This is his first time in the field trying to do this. And you're pissed off at this guy. It's like, you got one more chance. And if you mess it up, you're out of here. It's like, dang, all right. I mean, that was rushed. That was quick. I mean, for Agent Mobius to be like, oh, yeah, no, man, hey, I really need your help and all this other just for him to mess up. Man, you got one more time to mess up and you're out of here. And I was just, they're just very 0 to 100 from the first episode to the second, where it's his first mistake, man. Like, hey, I'm learning as I go too. Hey, it's my first time messing with another Loki. You know what I'm saying? I have more experience than you in Loki business, but I don't even know this Loki. I've never met this Loki. I mean, I know, but I don't know. I never messed with myself before. But anyway, moving on. I just thought that was weird. So they go and they try to figure out. I think Mobius is basically saying, okay, look, we need to do some research. Maybe we're missing something. So let's go look at the files. Let's go look at the case. So as Loki is reading through the stuff, he's kind of like, getting annoyed with, trying to read through all of this. And really, it's interesting. Loki is also learning more about, because they're teaching him about the TVA and how this stuff works. Actually, before I should have mentioned it earlier. Before Loki actually goes on the field assignment, so this clock thing is talking to him. I thought that was kind of cute. That was cute that this clock thing was kind of talking to Loki and trying to teach him about everything was going on. So Loki is learning. But it's still kind of hard for him to grasp everything, like why does this make sense? And the same with me too, but I'll talk on that later. So this was a really cool and cute moment. And as it went on, so Loki is going back to what I was saying, Loki's looking through all the paperwork. So he goes and he tries to find out some more about the timekeeper. He tries to get access to other files. They won't give him access to any other files, like how it began, how things end. But they only give him his case. That's the only paperwork he has access to. Also, it's kind of revealed that Agent Mobius figures out. He's like, hey, look, man, I know you wanted to meet the timekeepers, but I know there's more to it because you want to go to the timekeepers and you want to, try to woo them and entice them just to turn on them and take over the TVA. And Loki's just kind of like, oh, crap. Yeah, I figured that out. Well, I mean, I just want to meet timekeepers, all this stuff. So anyway, so all of this is interesting because Loki is trying to get this information he can only get his file. So he's looking through his file and he finds out something. And I'll just basically fast forward through the details. He finds out that the other variant is basically hiding in apocalyptic events. And I thought that was interesting. So basically, he was just saying it doesn't matter what I can go and mess up anything on the day of the apocalyptic event. If there's supposed to be a meteor crashing on Earth, it doesn't matter what I do. You probably would not tell that a variant was there, because no matter what I did, it wouldn't matter, because this apocalyptic ending is going to wipe it all out anyway. So you couldn't even tell I was there. And so that he finds that out to be true. So they go to this one place, and they the Pompeii, when the volcano exploded, and he tests his theory out, and it happens to be true. It's true. So it's like, all right, Loki, you're getting on these findings. And so Mobius figures out, like, oh yeah, wait, the gum that I got from the kid earlier in the first episode, maybe that's something. Maybe that's where we can find where this Loki is, and basically find out that Loki got that gum from this apocalyptic event in like 2048 or 49 or something like that, in the future from us right now. So there's an apocalyptic event there. So they get ready, they gear up, they go there to try to take down and find this variant Loki. And remember, this is Loki's last chance to do so before he gets erased, if he ends up being wrong. So they go there, and this agent, I forgot her name. Honestly, she's been annoying me because she's just been super disrespectful to Loki, probably for good reason. And also, we find out prior to going on this mission that they have dealt with a lot of Lokis. Like, they have taken, like, I guess Loki is constantly causing mischief in the sacred timeline. So they're constantly taking out all these different versions of Loki. But this particular variant of Loki has been going, without being stopped. So this is a particular danger. And remember, the timekeepers are keeping a close eye out on this one. And it's interesting, before going on this mission, Loki is basically saying, like, hey man, don't you find this kind of weird? Time lizards, and they control the sacred timeline and all this other stuff, and nobody can do anything. Like, you don't have a choice to do anything. And Agent Mobius is just like, well, look how weird your storyline, your origin story is. That's weird too. And it's like, hey, you're right. But also, I was just sitting there thinking, I was like, yeah, it is kind of, because it's weird to me that, and I think I mentioned this in the first episode, that you have all these people, maybe that plays into it, all these people that works at the TVA, they look human. If these timekeepers, who one of them I guess is a lizard and other beings, why did you create human looking people, and there's no aliens, there's no this, there's no that, on these, these different, because this, like, the MCU has already introduced a lot of different aliens. Like, why aren't there different creatures working at the TVA? Maybe that's an oversight at Marvel. I don't know. But I just thought that was just kind of weird. So I'm still thinking that maybe variant Loki isn't as evil as they're trying to make it out to be. Maybe so, maybe not. Let's find out. So now they're at this store that the variant Loki is supposed to hiding out at. This agent won't let Loki go off with Agent Mobius. She's like, nah, still don't trust him. He stays with me. Loki's like, cool. And they go out and they find that variant Loki is basically using enchant, like taking forms of different people, or just taking over people's bodies, basically. So they take over this agent's body, which actually, this is the first time I like this agent, this actor, which she's good, but I was just like, oh, okay, so she's more than just a jerk, and I can see more of her acting range, so that was cool. But we see the variant Loki going into different bodies, and Agent Mobius ends up finding the missing TVA agent that is basically back there spitting random babble, but she ends up saying that, like, oh, I gave that Loki the information on where the timekeepers are. I gave them the information where the timekeepers are, and I was like, uh-oh, this messed up. So variant Loki is going around the store, laying all the various time reset charges all around the store. So I'm sitting there thinking, like, oh man, what's this variant Loki gonna do? Gonna blow up everybody there to erase them? But it's even more nefarious than that. That Loki ends up taking, basically opening up portals, dropping all the time reset charges through those, I guess, in different points in the timeline, of the sacred timeline, and starts just messing up all these random events. So if they're going off, throwing off things that wasn't supposed to happen, now you have all these random branches going towards a red line. And it's like, if these branches if a time branch hits the red line outside of the sacred timeline, then now you have created multiple universes, basically at that point. And it's just like, oh, okay, wow, that's crazy. And Loki is trying to tell this person, like, hey man, look, if you work with me, like we can take over the TVA, and I want to overthrow the time lizards and stuff like that. And variant Loki is just like, I'm not interested in that. And then we come to find out the reveal of what this Loki looks like is that, spoiler alert again, if you haven't seen this, I would say to, just go and watch the episode before you continue on, because I'm about to spoil a big reveal that this Loki, you've been warned, is a woman. Female Loki, Lady Loki. Actually, I wasn't too crazy about this reveal because I thought that I guess it's cool because, it's a blonde haired Loki, and I was just like, I thought she was going to have like black hair, but whatever. She was doing a decent job. I'm still trying to figure out what the goal is. We don't know. Actually, it's interesting if you look really close towards the left side or to the right of the screen. The horn is broken. I don't really know what that means. Maybe big Marvel nerds, if you know, you can let us know in the comments what that means. But I was like, okay, that's interesting. The horn is broken, whatever. And then Loki's like, yeah, I'm not really interested in taking over, throwing over the TVA just so I can control the TVA. And Loki is also like, hey, look, well, what do you want from me? And just like, you think this is about you? It's not about you. And variant Loki ends up leaving through the time portal. I know, man, this is crazy. I was saying the same, like, what? Like, what's going on? Actually, and I'm just really confused on everything that's happening, because I was just like, I think this is where Marvel's like kind of mess themselves up there, because it's like, if there is one timeline, how is there different Lokis? And I don't know, maybe I'm thinking too deep into it. I should probably just enjoy the show, but I was just like, wait, how is there a female Loki if there's one timeline? And shouldn't it be the same Loki then? Because it's the same Loki at different points in time. Like, I don't know. But it's interesting and it's dope. It's like, oh, snap, this is happening. So it's like, okay, cool. And that Loki leaves out through this the time portal. They escape. And Loki is trying to figure out, like, do I follow that Lady Loki or do I stay with the TVA agents? And Agent Mobius is running up and it's just like, hey, Loki, don't. And Loki is just like, man, I'm going through the time portal. Because I'm sitting there thinking, I don't think he's necessarily siding with that Loki yet, but it's like a smart way of like trying to figure out, like, we will probably never find out, because this is like the only hideout that this Loki kind of had. And they already did like a big thing to mess up the sacred timeline to where there's like about to be multiple universes now, and they can't control all of it. It's like all of them they're trying to dispatch all the TVA agents to fix multiple timelines that this Loki is basically extra timelines that this very female Loki is branching out. And it's just like, all right, so yeah, let's see. And it's funny that Monica said that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, how? Because I thought this was supposed to be the same Loki from this one timeline. If this is the sacred timeline, are there multiple timelines? I'm confused, but whatever. So that's how this episode ended. But I think, yeah, Loki is trying to be like, well, look, we don't know where else this variant Loki's going to hide. So let me follow behind this Loki. This is my thoughts, and this is my best way to figure out what that Loki's doing. If I still want to help the TVA. Because I don't even know if I want to help them really or not. Maybe I want to do my own thing. Maybe this is a way for me to escape. I can escape their grasp, at least for the time being, and stick with this Loki. I don't know. Loki is very mischievous, so who knows what Loki's really thinking. But that's how this episode went. And, I'll say all of that. So that was the whole recap. Let me know what your thoughts. I think Monica was just kind of like, wow. She agrees with me. Just how is there even a female Loki if there's supposed to be one Loki? I don't know. Y'all explain to me in the comments, because that's where I get lost. But anyway, let's go into what I thought about this entire thing. So acting and casting. What did I think about Loki's acting? I thought it was good. Everybody did a good job. Like I said, outside of the female Loki being blonde, that was weird. I'm just like, if you're gonna do that, like have her be a you know, what a brunette or whatever. I don't know. Like, just have black hair because Loki has black hair. So, but whatever, you know. So that was odd to me. But other than that, acting was good as usual. Acting was really good. I wasn't blown away or anything like that, but it was good. So I would just give that just 3 reels. You know, it was good acting. Nothing really blew me away. I mean, nothing was really amazing. Nothing was Oscar worthy. I was not moved. I felt for Loki when he read through his file and he saw that Asgard was destroyed, his home that he grew up in. So I mean that was good, but that's like the deepest that it went, and it was like it touched on it and then it moved on. So this was good acting, casting. I won't even really stay on these too much. Story was good. I think it's starting to, I mean, as good as it is, I think it's starting to get confusing. As much as they're trying to explain it, it's getting confusing because it's like if there's one sacred timeline, then how do you have all these different Lokis? Or maybe I'm missing something. Maybe it's me. Maybe I myself am missing something from there. So, but with that being said, I'll give it like 3.5 reels. Also, I kind of knock it a little bit because I felt like they were kind of rushing with them being upset at Loki because he messed up on the first mission, and I was just like, why are you being upset at this dude? I mean, he give him a chance, more than just one chance. You know, it's like it's not like he's purposely trying to destroy it. I mean, I don't know, whatever. That was weird to me. That was like extremely rushed to me. But give it 3.5 reels for the story. For the budgeting and marketing, it's good as usual. I mean, again, it's like Disney, so they have plenty of money, and yeah. So budgeting and marketing, I thought it was good. There was nothing like really amazing out of this to look like, whoa, that was wow. You know, it was nothing like that, but it looked nice. It was good. So I give it 3.5 reels. So with all of that being said, what do I give the entire episode of Loki? Monkey, I need a drum roll. Thank you, Monkey. All right. So the entire episode 2 of Loki, I give it, average all of that out, it's 3.5 reels. It was good. It was good. You know, so could have been better. Yeah. I would have gave it 4 reels if the story would have been better. It was good. It was cool. It was cool. I mean, I'm enjoying. I'm trying to figure out what's happening, and I want to know how Loki and Loki's counterpart is going to really throw off the rest of this, you know, timeline, and you know, we'll see from there. And hopefully, I'll start understanding a little bit better what's happening here. Or maybe somebody needs to explain it to me to how this makes sense. Monica and I are confused, as you can see. I mean, as cool as it is, like, oh, cool, that's a female Loki. How is there a female Loki if there's like one sacred timeline? How does that make sense? Cool though, it looks great. It's wow, but how? You know, so that's why I'm still kind of lost there. Or maybe each multiverse has their own timeline, but I thought they were saying that different multiverses were fighting for the right to live, but they compress it into one timeline. I don't know. I mean, I guess that's the only thing I'm thinking, because there's one timeline maybe in each universe. And somebody tried to explain to me that they were saying like, okay, there's different multiverses, and then you can have different timelines within that one multiverse, within that universe. Or see, it's confusing. I'm confused. I don't even know. Who am I? Maybe there's the female John somewhere that's trying to. I don't know. Anyway, if you enjoyed this episode, this breakdown, please hit the like button, leave a comment, let me know what you think. Subscribe to my channel, and also if you want to support, it is Juneteenth. please leave a review, or I mean, not leave a review, but patronize. Come and patronize a Black-owned channel, a Black-owned business. And if you want me to review something, feel free to, go to anchor.fm/real-review/support. Again, it's anchor.fm/real-review/support. For $1, I'll review one episode of your favorite TV show upon request. $5, one movie upon request. $10, I'll review one season of a TV show upon your request. So definitely do. Or if you just want to contribute, just to be like, hey, man, I support what you're doing. That's what's up. Keep it up. I appreciate that, So support a Black-owned business. Again, it's Juneteenth, so show your love. You can do that today. You can show your support today by supporting this Black-owned business. And I appreciate y'all. Again, I'm your host, John F. Thomas. I love talking with y'all, chopping it up about stuff that makes sense and stuff that doesn't. And hey, let's figure this out together, because I'm lost on why there's a female Loki, as cool as it is. And it is cool. I'm just confused. So somebody clear that up for me. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. I appreciate it. I will see y'all next week, and go support a Black-owned business day, even if it's not mine. You don't even have to, it doesn't even have to be mine. And you can just go and buy some food from a Black-owned business. Go and buy, there's like bamboo toilet paper that a Black-owned business has. Go and buy some bamboo, which is more healthy for the world. For it brings down climate change. It helps. You can support Black-owned businesses in various areas. Wipe your butt with a Black-owned product. Okay, I'll see y'all. Peace out. Love yourselves, and I'll talk to y'all later.